Oh boy, the Roblox situation with Schlep has gotten so much worse. Who could have seen that coming? Oh wait, me in my last video. This is only going to get worse. Well, after all the Roblox PR stuff in the last week since my last video, looks like Schlep has followed up on their following up, and he has a video with 1.1 million views in 5 hours with 190,001 likes. And it's got Chris Hansen in it. I know who he is. I referenced him in my last video.
That is literally the formula for a television show on broadcast TV to catch a predator.
All right, let's strap in.
Roblox is a place where we filter all the text in the voice, where we monitor for critical harms.
Bots?
There's no image sharing or any of the things that might happen from that.
Oh!
Start off by saying that
Dude, I know this. This is the Apple commercial, 1984.
you, and we know that there's members of our community who
This
feel
is
strongly about that.
such a famous commercial.
We welcome them as part of the dialogue about how to keep Roblox safer.
I want to highlight we have always.
Come on, spin and throw, spin and throw.
And we're not.
Yo, they actually did it.
Law or legislation. We've invented
Oh my goodness. Okay, that's crazy. Like, enough. Shut up. We ain't listening to you. Like, we don't conform. Dude, that is such a famous commercial. Like, oh.
kind of crazy.
Everybody go donate to this boy Schlep.
This
Yup.
is probably the worst
they messed up,
decision
dude.
this company has
They
ever
messed
made.
up so bad. Free Schlep,
They actually
dude.
need Schlep. I'm wishing Schlep the best.
Roblox? Oh, that's me. Do something. Yes, you do. Yes,
Nobody
listen.
at Roblox listens to us. I'm frustrated, man. I'm frustrated.
Why should we support a platform that is taking steps to prevent predators from getting caught?
Absolutely. That's why I've left the STAR program. Oh yeah, that was the.
has just lost $12
That was the day I made the
billion
video.
in
$12 billion.
market value following their response to their cease and desist letter against me. Just for
Well,
context,
it was the lawsuit,
I'm
though, I
someone who's
think,
gotten
but
6
either way,
predators within their community
it is because of their
arrested in real life. That loss, though, isn't on
response.
me. It's a direct result of Roblox's own response to
Yes,
this
correct,
child safety
correct,
crisis.
correct.
Instead of addressing the real issues, Roblox has doubled, tripled, even quadrupled down. They've put out statements after statements painting me and my team as reckless vigilantes while claiming that their platform is safe, when it absolutely is not. People are just seeing through this, and that's why a huge movement has started online called Free Schlep. It's been
Free
trending
Schlep,
everywhere. Multiple members of Congress have now called out the company's child abuse problem, and the Attorney General of Louisiana has filed a giant lawsuit against the company for, and I quote, prioritizing user growth, revenue, and profits over child safety. The day after the Attorney General's lawsuit was filed, Roblox's market value dropped by $12 billion. In response, the company scrambled
they
to
freaked
roll out
out.
new policies targeting the very not safe for work games featured in the lawsuit and my videos. Like, for instance, bathroom simulators. Mind you, the
11 months
community
ago.
has been calling out these games for
2 years ago.
now. But still, even after everything, instead of removing these blatantly inappropriate experiences, Roblox simply slapped a 17+
They
label on
what?
it. They also launched a ban wave against some of the worst games they've knowingly hosted
good,
for years.
but
Games that have led thousands of children to getting extorted and worse. Roblox's actions are nothing more than damage control for the problems they've allowed to fester, when the entire community was screaming at them to fix these problems. And the community saw that killing the messenger was an act of war.
Yep, I think so.
Shortly after these changes, Roblox released a video so bad.
Oh, I've seen the comments. I haven't watched the actual
David
video.
Suzuki,
It's
the
so
CEO
bad.
Of Roblox,
Oh, that's
Matt
not flattering.
Chief
Or is
Safety
that?
Officer of Roblox,
Needs to
and
lose job.
Eliza Jacobs, the Senior Director of Product
Don't know
Policy,
much about
did a
her.
45-minute tech talk. Most of this is just corporate jumbo, but they go ahead and respond directly to their vigilante.
Everyone says they're
Before
AI.
I show this, I want you to remember, I'm the only person that Roblox has targeted with this vigilante policy that they just created. Not even my team was moderated or given any legal letter. I begged for a
just you,
even offered
just
to keep
Schlep.
much of my work private to help, and I'm no way obligated to do that, but instead they went straight after me, moderating my accounts and sending a cease and desist before I could even react to the policy. And let's be clear about one thing. I'm not a vigilante. That means I'm taking the law into my own hands. We work with law enforcement, which is why we have arrests. Roblox refuses to say my name because they'd have to acknowledge those arrests. But make no mistake,
They're afraid of
responding to
you. You're
outrage,
like
which is about
guest
me,
666
and
to them
this is
now.
what they had to say about it. They first start off the interview by talking about how vigilantes
he's going
started
over
out
that.
as a good
Okay, good, because I haven't watched
inside
it.
of Roblox, and I think that there are lots of people outside of Roblox who really have the best intentions and the welfare of our community at heart. We all want to keep Roblox safe. And
Okay,
we
good.
welcome them in part of the dialogue about how to keep Roblox safer. And we have members of the community in these vigilante groups that started off in a really good place. They started off by saying like, hey, they're reporting on issues on Roblox. They're talking about how we could do better. And we paid
did you listen?
really careful attention.
Did you?
This statement is just laughably hilarious.
Think
if
you did.
Roblox is really paying attention,
Right.
what about when my mom emailed you guys about my own shooting case? What did you do then? Nothing. Actually, you kept paying the guy for years afterwards until you were literally forced to do something about it. If what Roblox was claiming was actually true, them listening to the community, why are the biggest content creators leaving your exclusive YouTuber program
me too.
in protest of how you're moderating your platform? And I'm going to actually bring up something later
Bro's
in
got
this interview
receipts.
to show you how much of a joke this is. This here is Meep City, one of the most controversial games on Roblox. Creecraft, one of the largest Roblox YouTubers, joined this game and within 4 seconds was exposed to not safe for work content. The community has been complaining about this game for almost a decade now, but Roblox has still continued to leave this game up and platform it. But CEO David Baszucki mentions this game by name, and here's their philosophy on this.
You know, I can see some of our community naming experiences on Roblox and just say, take it down, take it down, take it down. I'd say examples could be Meep City, for example.
Wow, he went straight there, huh?
Like, why should that be up? Should that be down? Like, what's up?
I don't know. What is up?
Really challenging on this global immersive interactive
Sorry.
platform
I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Creators and content created by
She
the
just
community,
seems
by
so
the users
like
that are in that game.
flippant
and
about
one thing
this.
that we really try to do is be fair to our developers and to not moderate them for the behavior of their users.
Your developers that make you money?
This is so simple. The creator of this game wants these people in their game. How is this even controversial? The developer is giving the tools to the player to make this inappropriate content.
Right.
And
Like,
that
there's
is the problem
certain
with
things in
Roblox.
that game,
Roblox
like beds
turns a
and-
blind eye
yeah,
unless the
Teddy.
developers are blatantly making not safe for work games. And even then, it is still on the line if Roblox will take action.
Right.
Roblox might have just went back on their word regarding Meep City. This
Oh.
game had
Oh,
every
they did.
inappropriate feature removed from it pretty much
Oh.
overnight. It's unknown if Roblox made Alex Neutron, the creator of Meep City, do this.
Do it,
But either
or
way, it
if he
shows
did it
the
on his
public
own.
pressure is working. Games that Roblox
Yeah, exactly. This is the sort of
doubling
thing
down on are
that I was
folded.
talking
That's
about.
why it's
Yeah.
really important to keep speaking up about this.
Then we saw something change.
Oh,
What we
boy.
saw is that some of these groups started engaging with the community in ways that violated our policies. And so
but-
let me explain like what that means. They would
Okay.
go and create accounts on Roblox claiming to be a child.
Roblox
Oh,
keeps
no.
repeating the same talking point that I'm impersonating and pretending to be a child. But here's the
Well,
reality: you have
I
to
mean,
pretend to
you
be
are
a child
pretending,
because
yeah,
if the
and
predators
that's
knew
fine.
they were talking
But-
to an adult,
Yeah,
that
they wouldn't-
wouldn't even be a crime. You
Right.
guys seem to be more upset that I'm pretending to be a child than predators are decoys. And if it wasn't our decoys, it would be a real person. It's also worth
Right.
noting that the
Right.
FBI, ICAC, and local law enforcement all use these
They
same
do
exact
that. Yeah,
tactics.
yeah.
Would Roblox be willing to send them a cease and desist too? And their claim that I'm impersonating children is flat out false. Impersonation means I'm stealing the identity of a real child. From the very beginning, we've never used real kids. We don't send pictures of
Right.
real children, and
Of
we
course
create
not.
totally new identities.
That would be
for every
illegal,
single
and
photo
he's
that's
not
sent
doing
is
that.
of someone that is of age. The only difference is we tell these people that
You're
we are
not of
underage.
age.
This is
Right.
flat out a lie what they're claiming. But what happens next is so wild that the CEO of Roblox cuts off the chief safety officer.
What?
And then they would enter into game servers and they would go and start asking everybody around them, how old are you?
Okay.
And they were seeking
That
out
happens.
adults. If you said that
And?
you were move on. But if you said that you were 25, then they would start engaging in conversations and they would try and use those
Who's
conversations
twitching, dude?
to
What's going
simulate.
on?
Is this anecdotal? Because I know we have chat logs for all chat on Roblox and historical records. Are you able to kind of?
David.
So, like, that right there, like, also makes me cringe a little bit because they seem to be like,
oh, these people are targeting the older users and they're going to run them off, and those are the ones that spend money on Roblox. So those are going to take away our profits, which will lower our stock price. It doesn't matter what they're doing. It doesn't matter, that they're responding and talking to underage players, they're the ones being targeted, the adults.
That's ridiculous. If someone had asked me how old I was on Roblox, and I would tell them, and they would say,
Dude, you're weird because, you know, you're almost 50 years old and you still play Roblox, but
whatever. The point is that I would never go off the platform or any of that, and it wouldn't insult me if someone's like, oh, hey, I'm 10. I'm like, oh, great, thanks for being a fan. You know, I hope you enjoy my videos. That's it.
Totally derails that conversation. That statement is probably the most wild made by Matt Kaufman in this whole interview. To simulate what, Matt Kaufman? Because it's not simulation.
Right.
These are predators thinking that
Yes,
they're talking to someone that is
kid.
real. And they a lot of times want to show up in person and do stuff to them in real life. And in my opinion, this shows how little Roblox actually cares about this problem. They can say whatever they want. They can talk about all the new safety features that they're rolling out, but it means nothing if lawsuits are being filed every single week against the company and headlines are making the media about a new horrible situation happening because of this platform. Also,
there's 4 states suing them.
How I run my decoy operation. We are never the first to engage with any of the predators. They always contact our decoy account first.
So we saw these actors, they're pretending to be kids, they're trying to find adults, and then what they're doing is they're trying to move the conversation as quickly as possible to other
Well, yes, and isn't that what a predator would do, Matt?
Type of monitoring and policies.
Oh my goodness.
And then they were using that.
What do you think?
That happened on other platforms.
These predators going to do? They're going to stay on Roblox?
That they would then video, they would report to the police.
Did they create the situation of the
Roblox is accusing me of encouraging adults to talk inappropriately to people they shouldn't. That is not true, and if it was true, I wouldn't have a
And if someone tried to make me do that, I literally wouldn't.
Kid who doesn't know
I'm an adult.
I
don't.
Crimes like this should obviously be reported to law enforcement first, not Roblox.
Yes,
if Roblox
correct.
is notified
Because
before the police,
then
they can delete accounts,
they could
tip off the
warn them.
predators that are being
Yes.
investigated, and give them a chance to erase valuable evidence that
Oy,
the police
oy,
need
oy.
to prosecute. The fact that these
And then they'll just create
predators
another
are on the
account and
platform
hide
to
it and
begin with
do it again.
shows that their safety systems have failed. If Roblox did their jobs, there wouldn't be anybody for
Stuff
us
makes
to
me so
find.
mad.
Roblox also claims that I'm moving these players to other platforms, but those platforms
yeah, but those
are linked directly
yeah,
on
exactly.
Roblox's
You can
own
literally
site.
link
Roblox
those
is actually
in your
even partnered with
profiles
some
and
of
your
those
games.
platforms. They even own a bot on that other platform.
Yeah.
Anyone can make an account 13
Yeah, you
plus
can't
and
claim
see
that
social
if you
media
link
links
to it.
on Roblox. And unsurprisingly, people in real life have been abducted because of this feature that Roblox allows. And when they say I'm creating these situations, that's just insulting. I'm not creating situations. These
they
predators
are
trying to grab people within your community.
And there's a bunch of issues in here. Number
Matt,
one,
Matt.
the violation of our
Just
policies.
stop talking, bro.
About being honest about how old you are. Number two,
Why is that a problem?
Platform. And number three, waiting to tell Roblox when they identified violative behavior to come and tell us so we could take action.
In Matt Kaufman's own words, in articles about vigilantes, he said law enforcement officials are best positioned to investigate potential
tell
crimes.
law enforcement,
so why is he
right?
criticizing us for going to the police first?
Yes.
And it's not like we're not even reporting these things to Roblox. We do. We give Roblox the same Google Drive that we give to the cops. They have the first chat log till the very end where they're in handcuffs. And we have numerous fully documented instances where Roblox refused to take action
and where
until
law
after
enforcement
we
did.
released videos that got millions of views. Also, waiting to tell Roblox in general is a policy violation? If you were on Roblox and went straight to the authorities instead of reporting it to Roblox first, could you technically be violating Roblox's terms of service?
I think some of these groups started off in a really good place, and they started off, really, and they still do really care about the community.
Yes, they do.
The actions that they were taking were putting our community at greater risk.
What would you have them do, Matt?
Violations of our policy.
He says I'm putting the community at risk. Roblox even went as far to accuse me and my team of being similar to predators. Think about that. They're implying I am preying on predators. So to Matt Kaufman and David Baszucki, I'm very sorry for preying on the predators of your platform and getting them arrested and put in handcuffs because I didn't ever want to see kids go through what I went through.
These actors that were coming on the platform, they were reaching out to dozens and dozens of people.
So?
And
There's millions of Roblox users.
We're not responding.
Good,
to those
great, but even if there's one.
frankly, we're harmed in that process.
Then when you get harmed.
Predator I caught. I sent a
Are you
message
kidding
in the
me?
chat, and I got this guy messaging me.
Yes, okay, how old are you? I ask him back how old he is, and he says he's older
Over
than
18.
I
Okay.
tell him I'm years old.
So 11,
he
I think
might
it says.
be being
Yeah,
younger.
yeah.
No, not really. If you can keep it a secret between us, though.
That's so
And,
bad.
he does
Someone asked you to keep a secret
101.
like that?
He asks for my Snap or Discord.
Yup.
The reason why he's asking for Snap is because
There.
the messages delete. I tell him
Discord.
and I get on Discord with him, and the messages.
And
get
see, they
right
know
away.
how to get
Throughout
around the
that entire
filters.
process, where did I harm anyone? Because the real
Right.
harm was Roblox letting this
That was
game
them
exist on their platform
going
for
that way.
years. It only disappeared after Hindenburg, an investment research firm, went ahead and exposed Roblox for hosting this experience. And conveniently,
Ooh, a
it
sus
vanished the
RP.
moment
Oh,
they
geez.
showcased this
Oh,
Predator
I'm
tech.
feeling
Notice as well
sick.
how I wasn't the one to ask for Discord or
Right,
Snapchat.
they were.
The Predator did. These were the sort of people interacting with our decoys, and so many people are becoming victimized from people exactly like this.
They were normalizing policy violations on the platform.
What?
Were they? What?
Roblox is
Oh!
owning
Oh, that's a nice emote.
inappropriate items to people.
Oh, no, no, no.
Not safe for
I just
working
got why
or
that. Okay.
children. Roblox
Okay, create a fresh
themselves
account.
In this interview, doubled down on one of the most infamous instances
wow, we need
of
more- wow,
inappropriate
okay.
behavior that they've allowed for nearly
Right,
a
Meat
decade.
City, yeah.
And they're really going at me for normalizing policy violations. Absolutely unbelievable.
And the other piece is oftentimes the sort of evidence that was collected, the video evidence, was really difficult to verify. Really
What?
difficult for us.
Cops did
and
it.
Law enforcement had to.
That's why he
verify
gives it to
and
law
they're
enforcement,
talking
not
about
you.
subpoenas and so I think something that sometimes seems obvious to folks in the community really is just much more complicated on the back end.
I'm not sure how
What
the
are
evidence
you
that I
talking
was
about?
sending you guys was hard to verify. I sent you guys screen recordings.
Oh my
of
goodness,
us
I'm coming up the
scrolling through
street. What are you
entire
wearing?
chat
Oh my,
on
oh
Roblox.
my,
And
oh
a lot
my.
of the stuff that happens
Yeah.
is happening directly within Roblox. Like for instance, when Roblox refused to ban this predator, we got arrested in Hawaii, and he was literally talking in-game about planning the meetup in real life on Roblox. With all that
There you go. Not
I
even
wanted
off
to ask someone
platform.
who's been working with law enforcement and has been doing predator catching since
Oh, I
before
forgot
was
Chris
in
Hansen was even in this.
So I decided to take a seat
Oh,
with
yeah.
Chris Hansen to catch some answers.
Okay. Bro.
Chris
Oh,
Hansen,
wow.
co-founder and correspondent reporter for
Okay, so he's got like
Streaming Crime Network.
Yeah.
We do a lot of
A TV
crime
journalist
and
now
investigative
who's been doing this for
reporting. Our
like
Takedown
30
series,
years.
Which exposes predators trying to exploit children online. And we also work on a number of documentaries, including this particular project, exposing the sort of thing that goes on
What project?
Roblox.
I wanted to ask you about some of the comments that Roblox
Oh, his
has
project?
specifically stated about like predator catching. One of the main complaints is pretending to be a child. I want to know your answer. It's kind of obvious, but the importance of using decoy accounts to just find different predators.
Choice. It's like, how else are you gonna? Yeah.
Accounts. In the very beginning, we had an online watchdog group, Perverted Justice, do that work, and now, and for the last several years, it's been members of law enforcement who have posed as children online, merely sitting in one of these areas, and they wait to be approached by somebody who
Yeah,
is seeking to
which is-
exploit children.
yeah,
And then
yeah.
the conversation takes place. It all happens according to the law, and then that gets turned over. Now, I understand that anytime somebody is not with law enforcement, it gives pause to a corporation.
Well, I
It's
bet.
okay, here's this kid. We don't know whether he's following the rules properly. We don't know if he's.
But that's
running
why you
this
talk
by
to
law.
him
Maybe
instead
you
of just
could
sending a
argue
cease and
that
desist.
don't
You
want
work
that sort
with
of
him.
activity on their platform, but you think
This is
they'd be
why
more
they've
worried
blown it
about the
so
activity that you're
bad.
exposing.
That's what I've been trying to get at this whole time.
Yeah, exactly. Then, yeah, literally, conversation. Talk to him.
For security, I would get out in front of this thing and do what would be a fantastic promotional move.
Yes.
I'm a little dumbfounded that they haven't figured it out, given that these guys are in the high tech.
You'd think.
Invented this stuff.
It's not that hard.
Why don't they get ahead of it and get a young guy on their team?
That's.
I mean, that's what I'm
Yeah, because they're all old. They're like me. They're
Exactly.
like
I mean-
me and Chris. We're old.
I learned a long time ago
There's,
if you're not listening to the
you got
guy and girl in the room, you're missing opportunity.
Yes.
You have to evolve and you have
gets
to keep
it.
on top of this technology.
Yeah, that
You have
whole
to
like
bring
3-person
new
conference
ideas
thing. They just
to do your job.
old
My
corporate
job is
people
to
in a
expose bad
boardroom.
people. You are helping.
I mean, the thing is, I've made it very, very clear to Roblox since the beginning. Give us a private line. We are open to communicate with you. We want to talk with
This
you
is like
guys.
a year
We know
ago.
a lot of these really bad
A year
actors,
ago
and
he
the
was
first
asking for
official
this.
contact I had with them was the
Was the
cease and
letter.
desist letter.
Formal from a public image standpoint.
Yeah, it
You're
is.
the messenger, right? It's not like you're out there tracking these guys down with, tasers and smoke guns. I mean, you're providing information to the platform to do something about it.
One of the major complaints that Roblox had about me was that I was actually going to law enforcement first before sending their report, just so that they would have a start to finish conversation of everything that took place.
I guarantee
did you guys
that
ever reach
no,
out
they
to social media sites?
definitely did
before
not.
This sting
They
goes
went straight to the
down?
cops.
No,
always.
we always go to
Yeah.
law enforcement. We
Yes.
work with law enforcement in everything we do. And that is to ensure a successful prosecution. That's
Right.
why the prosecution rate in these states is, like 99.1%. It's law enforcement first, then they
Making a
get to
difference.
corporations should be more concerned about reporting what it finds to law enforcement to
Yeah.
investigate.
I'm going to read to you a quote from Roblox's corporate blog describing our operations. Similar to actual
boy.
predators, they
He's
often
not gonna like
impersonate
that.
my actively approach users and then try to lead them onto different platforms to have sexually explicit conversations. We
Yeah, ooh
obviously
is
do
right.
not talk
Oof, oof,
to these
oof.
predators. We don't impersonate real children. Our decoys are, adults.
Well, I think if they're mischaracterizing what you're doing,
Yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
wrong. Based upon what you said to me, you don't actively bait these guys in terms of making the first approach. You merely set up a profile.
Yeah,
of
right.
somebody
I'm
who's
new,
underage,
whatever.
And you exist in that room.
And then they
until an
come
adult
after you.
approaches
Yes.
One of your decoys. Then if conversation takes place, they get exposed.
Oh!
That information gets turned over to
Darn.
law enforcement. And in many cases, they do something, and then you report that both
Yeah.
on your platform as
Right.
a citizen journalist,
Jeez.
a guy working on these stories.
I can't believe how bad this is.
Roblox to take action.
And how just
I thought it was kind of
tone
wild
deaf
how
and
they
out of
compared
touch
what we're
Roblox
doing
is.
to actual predators.
Well, if they're mischaracterizing what you're doing, yeah, that's horrible. This
It's wrong.
entire project is going to be healthy for Roblox, and it's going to be especially good for users of Roblox.
Wait, he's working with
Increased
Schlep?
awareness and the dialogue is important, and you need to tell parents that this stuff
Yeah.
exists, that
Yes.
these dangers are out there. And
Guys,
that
if
your
anybody
child
ever
is
asks you to go off
approached by a
platform and
predator,
asks you
they
questions
need
about
to
how
come
old you
to
are and
parents.
those sorts of
I mean,
things,
that's the
straight to
first
your
line of
parents,
defense.
and
Great
then
what you're doing, it's great what I
report
do,
to
it's
Roblox.
really great that law enforcement
Don't
and the
engage.
National
Just
Center
stay
for
away.
Missing Children
Always,
does all this
always
work
report to
every day
parents.
across the country. It's great that Roblox has a department that takes a look at some of this stuff. What's not great is the lack of connection here that could make it even better and safer.
Right.
Until that happens, we have to show parents what goes on here.
Yes,
They
yes,
have to have
yes,
this
yes, yes.
thing
Listen to
that
Chris.
says, hey, be careful.
What made you,
Be
like,
careful.
interested
Yeah,
into,
that's
like,
easier.
getting
Just be
into
careful.
Roblox?
Don't
You know,
trust
we were
anyone.
I was personally getting communications on social media saying you need to look into this, you need to look into this, you need to look into this, and then
Oh, so he's heard
we
about
saw
it
a big
already.
case down in Florida where a guy was arrested in Central Florida for
Mm-hmm. Oh man.
and actually giving them Robux and having them
Robux.
siblings and other. It made headlines.
Okay, he is old, but
down in
still.
Florida. And so I started digging into it. We had good contacts with that sheriff's department there, and we actually, ironically, just did a predator sting, a takedown sting down there. So we started with an interview there, and it turns out that in the same jurisdiction, there was a 10-year-old girl who was exploited on Roblox by a man all the way over in England. And so we interviewed that victim's mother, and all of a sudden, all these cases started developing,
Showing up,
including
yeah.
the lawsuit by the Attorney General of Louisiana.
That's interesting you
Ah.
mentioned Florida because we got an arrest there. We got it in Polk County, and it was a guy who possessed.
Polk County, as you know, is where Sheriff
know,
Grady
that's
Judd
it.
is, and they're very active in this space.
Oh, yeah.
We do work with them as well. First of all, it breaks my heart, and I'm so sorry that
Yeah.
you had to deal with this
Right.
as a younger guy on this particular platform. The fact that you were bullied and preyed upon and advantage of, and that it went to the extent it did.
He's not pulling.
It breaks my heart, and this
he's
is
not
why
pulling
we do
punches.
these investigations. But to see you at your age turn it into a positive and do something about it,
Right.
I think is incredible and admirable.
Thank you. I appreciate
From a guy
it.
who's been kicking around doing this for 42 or 43 years
Oh,
now.
geez, he's older than I thought.
It's really cool because when I started on television, I was your age. I was 22 years old. So when I see a young person do this kind of work, it's very impressive to me because I know what it takes.
Yeah, I mean, it's very crazy when you start looking into this stuff. I mean, it's a rabbit hole. It only gets more disturbing the more you see it.
Well, you know, and since we announced that we're doing this documentary and that
Oh.
you are collaborating, I am overwhelmed.
Oh yeah, I saw a
Roblox.
tweet on Twitter. It got like 160,000 likes that you're just even
They're
looking
doing a
into the
documentary
platform. 'Cause
together?
That's the thing. People have known about these issues for so long, but journalists haven't done enough to like really look into it. And now it's starting to break into the world where everybody is starting to start to be aware.
Now you're seeing more mainstream.
Oh,
you
they
know,
really screwed up. You've got a
Look, we have the ability
TV journalist. You've got Schlep. This whole history.
Doing it for 21
Oh,
years.
Roblox.
First with To Catch a Predator, and for the last
You had a
2.5
chance.
years at True
Yeah.
Blue, our
Yeah.
streaming crime network with Takedown. So we know how to do this and work with law enforcement. Now, a lot of people can go out and do this stuff independently, but here you are,
Right.
a good example of somebody who has done the work and given it to law enforcement. You know, and that's the key here, because if you expose these guys and, you know, make fun of them and do a Borat kind of thing,
No.
like some other content
He
creators,
doesn't
they often
like
don't
make fun of
face
them. Yeah, they just get
They
away
don't
with
have
it.
to register as a offender. They don't get prosecuted.
Yeah, and I think the thing is too, a lot of the reason why I have to make this content is because we reach out to Roblox, we give them the emails, we give them all the information. They don't respond until after we publish a video that gets millions of views on YouTube.
Right.
You know, it makes me concerned because if we're getting that, what are real victims getting?
Yeah, people who don't have the voice in the
I
platform.
understand a little bit Roblox situation here. What they're trying to do is follow the protocol. When they see something, they're mandated to report that to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, which then refers it to law enforcement. And that's good, and they should be doing that. But why they wouldn't also take advantage of information given to them, wrapped with a bow around it, as you have done, it's stunning to me that they wouldn't see the opportunity here.
Right, they're just
to be an
ignore
ally
it.
of
Like,
yours
what?
as opposed to somebody
Because it's something they don't want to hear.
Example of and saying,
That's why.
I don't understand that. From a corporate citizen aspect, it doesn't make sense. From a public relations standpoint, it doesn't make sense. And from a justice-seeking standpoint, it doesn't make sense. So I don't know, and I hope that during the course of this, that I'll get a chance to sit down with somebody.
I bet.
I have a feeling that's going to happen, but I'm going to be posing all of those questions when that interview takes place.
To young people who look up to you and
going
see
after 'em.
predators in online spaces, what is the single most important step that they can take to protect themselves?
I would be hesitant to tell people to conduct their own investigation.
Yeah, definitely don't. Parents,
report this stuff
platform, and law enforcement. Yeah,
you gotta report it to the service provider. You gotta report it to the
always.
platform. Hopefully, between those three things,
if you feel uncomfortable,
I think
yes.
15, 20 years ago, law enforcement would be a little overwhelmed by this and say, you know, if you're in a small town, you go to the police department and say this happened, they say, okay,
no, but not anymore.
You know, I'm not sure how to investigate it. Well, today, every department has the ability to investigate this stuff, and they are very willing to take these cases on.
It's an absolute honor to have Chris Hansen featured on this channel. Chris Hansen is flying me out soon to actually feature in his Roblox documentary about exploitation. With everything that we've learned so far, one question persists. Why did I get this cease and desist? I'll let this alleged former Roblox
I know why. Money. I've already said
You
this.
have to make a decision, right?
Okay.
You keep your players safe, but then it would be less of them on the platform.
Yeah.
Or you just let them do what they want to do. And then all the numbers look good, and investors will be happy.
Yep. I'm telling you.
You might just be thinking this is one alleged Roblox employee. Well, Bloomberg is claiming that 8 Roblox employees told a very similar story to this in 2024.
Priority
Roblox
over
actively forces victims of the
profits over
platform
safety.
into arbitration, a tactic so unethical that platforms like Uber and Lyft actually have policies against doing this. The reason they're doing it is even more outrageous. Because this person received so many benefits from using the platform, he cannot now complain that Roblox is trying to prevent him from seeking justice in court for the life-altering harm he suffered. Here's why I personally care so much about this problem.
Okay.
Who's been offered free Robux to do something that was inappropriate in the game? or someone has said, I'll give you some free
No.
Robux if you come and follow me on
No,
Snapchat or TikTok or something like that. Who's had
No.
that happen? Okay.
Oh, dude, that's like
I've seen
10
a
or
lot of
20%.
corruption
That
in big tech, but I've never seen a company
that-
harm
I-
this
I
many
hate
young
that
people
so
at the
much.
scale Roblox has. They can say whatever they want about safety.
I hate
or try
that
to
so
discredit
much.
me, but the arrests and their response to those arrests speak louder than any PR statement that they could possibly make. This isn't just about moderation. The rot goes all the way up to
Yep.
the CEO, a
Yep.
man whose vision includes adding dating to this platform and
Right.
defending predatory games like Meep City. It's not even negligence, it's his literal philosophy. The narrative around Roblox needs to change. People have to understand what this platform actually is. Share what's happening. Talk about it. Make sure your friends, parents,
Yep.
journalists, and
Yeah.
lawmakers know how
Make sure
deep
you
these
tell your
problems
friends to
are.
tell
Call your
their parents if you
congressman.
hear
Tell them
anything
you
like
won't
that.
stand by while Roblox puts children in danger. I've been sounding the alarm for over a year as a whistleblower, and Roblox's leadership has tried
Failed.
to silence me. What
Failed.
needs to happen is David Baszucki needs to sit in front of Congress under oath, and he needs
Ouch.
to explain why so many people have been abducted and abused on his platform, and why his company is choosing profits over safety.
Dang. Calling for an appearance in front of Congress. That's wild. And I just want to show you guys, like, that Tech Talk thing, and it's like 43 minutes long, and like, you know, he covered most of it. But I just wanted to show you guys a few things about it. First of all, 6 days ago, 781,000 views is probably the most viewed Tech Talk in Roblox's history. And I just want to point out 9,300 likes on 781,000 views. I would estimate that the dislikes outnumber that by at least 10x, if not 20 or 30x. Like, I'm talking about 300,000 dislikes. 200,001 dislikes, because I saw enough. But even then, look at the comments oh yeah. Well, the first one is Schlep. Look how ratioed. The CEO guy looks AI generated, like, yo, even he's in on it. The creator of Skibbity. But yeah, 43 minutes of 3 out of touch Roblox employees reading lawyer filtered slop script, 18K up likes. Like, look at it. David, you make GPT seem human. I mean, people said that they just had no emotion about it. They seemed super corporate. They were more AI than AI itself. Hey, GPT, write me a 43-minute long script about corporate slop and vigilante groups. And they say AI apologies. I'm not even sure, at least from what I saw, that there were any apologies in this at all. 781,000 views and 9,000 likes. And let's go back to the video we just watched. 1.3 million views and 204,000 likes. That tells you where the community is on this. The community is on Schlep's side. And Roblox, again, I said it before, you gotta do something. You need to engage with Schlep. You need to have that conversation, and you need to fix this, because again, if you don't, it's gonna get worse.